Since that tragic day, law enforcement and the public have been asking the same question. How did a violent felon obtain these firearms?
Nearly a month after 3 first responders were killed in a shootout in a Burnsville home, charges have been filed.
The shooter's girlfriend, Ashley Deardahl, made her first appearance in federal court today, accused of buying the guns. The shooter, Shannon Gooden, wasn't allowed to buy the guns as a convicted felon.
We will hear from Gooden's ex-girlfriend, Noemi Torres, in just a few minutes. But first, Lou Raguse breaks down the evidence from prosecutors.
1 month ago, on February 18th, we lost 3 brave men.
Along with the Burnsville police and fire chiefs, state and federal investigators, and the Dakota County attorney, U.S. Attorney Andy Lugar answered a lot of questions that have been burning since February 18th, charging Ashley Deardahl with buying the guns Shannon Gooden used to murder 3 first responders.
The indictment makes it clear that Deardahl and Gooden knew exactly what they were doing, that he could not purchase firearms because he was a convicted felon.
The indictment says Deardahl, Gooden's live-in girlfriend, bought him 5 guns over the course of 16 months, including these 2 rifles he used to ambush police officers Matthew Ruge and Paul Elmstrand and firefighter-paramedic Adam Finseth, along with ammunition known to be more lethal. Then, Lugar says, they texted about it.
Deardahl asked Gooden how he liked a new Glock 47 semi-automatic pistol she had just purchased for him. He responded by sending her a video in which he loaded the Glock 47 with an extended magazine. She responded with a smiling heart emoji.
Gooden responded with the shush emoji, apparent evidence that they knew it was wrong. In 2020, Deardahl wrote a character reference for Gooden in his failed attempt to restore his firearm rights, saying he's a beloved role model to his children who needs guns to protect his house.
In retrospect, it was the 7 children in his home that needed protection from him.
Lou Raguse, KARE 11 News.
At her first appearance in federal court today, Deardahl pleaded not guilty to all the felony counts. Danny Spiewak was in the courtroom today, joins us now with more on that. Danny?
Randy, Deardahl said very little in court today. She used one-word answers to confirm that she understood her rights and enter her not guilty plea. But now, as her legal case moves forward, the families of the victims in Burnsville are still trying to patch their lives together. When Paul Elmstrand, Matthew Ruge, and Adam Finseth responded to a 911 call at Shannon Gooden's home last month.
You know, these are people that are here to protect us.
3 of Noemi Torres's kids were inside.
It's sad, you know, that they had to lose their lives saving my children.
Torres dated Gooden from 2007 to 2016. After they broke up, Gooden started dating Ashley Deardahl, who is now charged with supplying Gooden guns he used to kill the 3 first responders.
You're going to have to take accountability for everything that has happened, you know, unfortunately.
Torres says she doesn't know Deardahl well.
We never hung out or anything like that.
But they were familiar with each other because both shared children with Shannon Gooden.
I feel bad for her, to be honest. I have a lot of sympathy for her because we both were in that same position, you know, living with Shannon.
Ashley, you have anything you want to say, Ashley?
No. Deardahl refused to answer questions as she walked out of the federal courthouse in St. Paul, covering her face as she hopped into the backseat of a black Nissan. In court, she pleaded not guilty to all counts and asked the judge to assign her a public defender.
Like, I don't know what to say to her.
As Deardahl awaits trial on the federal charges, Torres revealed that Gooden also asked her to buy him guns during their relationship.
And I told him no, and I was like, because I was afraid of him. She could have just told him no, but I feel like she didn't have that willpower.
Now, Torres says her kids are starting therapy after witnessing the killing of 3 first responders.
My heart goes out to the family, my children's. You know, they feel bad for the responders. You know, they mention it to me all the time, but hopefully they get the justice and the closure that they're looking for.
The judge is allowing Deardahl to remain free while she's awaiting trial, but under the conditions of her release, she cannot travel outside of the state of Minnesota without explicit permission from the court. Randy.
Thank you, Danny. We'll keep following the story as we learn more details. Stick with us on air and online at KARE11.com.